Do we get a recession in South Korea?
We might, yeah. And it's a good bellwether for the global economy, right? The electronics sector is still in recession, and probably even this quarter, in the first quarter of 2023, we're not out of the woods yet when it comes to electronics. So that downward drag on the economy may continue. But in Korea, in addition to that, the high interest rates are starting to bite on the local side. So you get both the external side and the local side being under pressure. And that's why a recession is a risk here. And we actually think the BOK may be one of the first central banks in Asia to cut rates this year because essentially inflation is going to disappear and we're left with very, very weak growth. And so some reversal of these hikes is in the cards this year.
So they're done hiking, for sure?
Yes.
They're done hiking. Any fiscal support that they might need to put in place? Is that the type of solution to this type of problem, too?
It's tricky, right? Because they already had very large budget deficit. They should ideally be consolidating the budget position. And we don't have much kind of political room to deliver very large expansionary budgets in Korea right now. So the fiscal hands are really tied. And that's why there's even more pressure on the BOK to actually then nudge rates lower to support the economy. So because if fiscal doesn't work, we need basically monetary policy come back into play later in the year.
Fred, again, China's reopening is going to be key for South Korea too, is it not? As it is, as you mentioned, about the little other dogs.
It is absolutely key, but it might be too late to prevent that technical recession because we had a contraction already in the fourth quarter. We might even get it this quarter. And remember, the Chinese economy isn't fully ramping up yet. That will kind of come gradually in the second quarter. So in that sense, it's a little bit too little too late, if you will. So the Chinese reopening does put a floor on the Korean growth, maybe for the second half of the year, but it's not enough to prevent the central bank from cutting interest rates. If we didn't have the Chinese recovery, we certainly would be looking for even bigger interest rate cuts in Korea. But that's kind of where the Chinese story comes in. It puts a floor on the growth, and that's kind of a welcome development as far as Korea is concerned.